Here we go. So nama. This kanji means ikiru. It is also can be read as iki, which is life or to live. So that's your first hint into what nama means. But as we're gonna find out, it's a kind of a tricky word, okay? So here are a bunch of words that all start with nama. Nama biru, nama choko, nama gomi, nama tamago, nama pasta, nama men, nama cream, nama enso, nama ashi, nama oto, nama kon. All of these are nama. And so you put nama at the beginning of it. Most of them are food related. It doesn't just mean alive though. But yes, it can mean alive as well. So nama biru, draft beer. Nama choco is like truffle, I believe. Choco is short for chocolate. Truffle chocolate. Nama gomi, so compost, like nama gomi, stuff that works in compost. So it must be able to decompose in the earth, like eggshells, coffee grinds. I've written like 9 or 10. There are like a bajillion more. I try to write ones that are really common. Here's the thing. You can't just put an English word on it. That's the thing about this word in Japanese. Nama tamago, just that one's actually just a raw egg. So sometimes nama means raw egg. It gives it like a raw, fresh living feeling, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, like we said, number one, this means like life. This is a word in Japanese that isn't gonna appear what it seems to be. It started out as like, for example, namazakana, fresh fish. So nama pasta, this is the tricky one. Can anybody translate this? This is a tricky one. Nama pasta, nama men. Men is noodles. Pasta is essentially noodles. So nama pasta would be translated as homemade pasta. That's a tricky one. And so that's why it's like, what is nama pasta? Because what they're talking about is handmade, homemade noodles, not store-bought, like dry noodles, not dry pasta, but wet pasta, homemade pasta, like pasta from scratch. Ichi kara tsukutta pastaっていう. Nama cream, I think this depends on country, but in the US we say heavy cream. And then, doesn't the UK, you guys say double cream? Ashi is foot, right? Yeah. Ashi is both foot and leg, right? Homemade pasta. Okay, pasta is noodles, right? Nama men. Men is also noodles, but they're like Japanese noodles. Nama men is uncooked noodles. It's like uncooked Japanese style noodles, like usually for ramen. So nama men. And you can also use them for cooked, I believe, but usually you talk about it when they're uncooked and you like buy them in the market or somewhere. But nama pasta is cooked pasta, nama men. So that's kind of funny. Nama cream, heavy cream. Nama enso, live performance. So here we have that life thing again, right? Live performance. Nama ashi. I've never really used this one, but this would be like bare legs. So like women sometimes wear stockings or pantyhose. Legs that do not have any like stockings or pantyhose or anything. Bare legs. I probably translate bare legs. 水分の多いものを生って言うんですよね。生菓子とか。水分の多いものも言うらしい。生音? This is kind of like something that's not recorded. So it's very close to nama enso, live performance, but nama oto, for example, let's say you're out in the park and you hear somebody playing guitar, and that's nama oto. The toughest one on this list, nama kon. Okay, what's nama kon? What do you think that one is? That one's probably the weirdest one because it's a combination of English. It's an abbreviation. I'm sure the Japanese people know. 日本の皆さんわかると思うんですけどね、生コン。Live concert? That's actually a really good guess. I didn't even think about that. Like cement? Maybe. Yes, like cement. Concrete. Nama concreto. Basically, non-hardened concrete. So do you see how it's not just raw? とかライブとか. It's not just, you can't just pin it off on these live or raw or fresh. Here's some other stuff. Now this is more applicable for learning Japanese, okay? Those other ones are ones you hear a lot. Nama de taberu, to eat something raw or live. Like if I eat a live fish. Or if I eat a raw fish, like, sashimi or whatever it is, eat raw. Nama de miru. There's other kanji for this too, but nama de miru, to see in person or to see live. Same with nama de kiku. So nama de au, meet in person. However, there is something different. ちょっとだけ違うよ. You can't really use nama de ao for regular people. This is more for like celebrities or like a band or a famous person, something like that. Like I met them and I saw them. I like in real life. And then these are much less common. So I did it in order of like usefulness and kind of relevancy. Namajiri. 俺は生尻だ. Yoroshiku. And if you're interested in private lessons, I actually do private lessons. Yeah, feel free to send me a email if you're interested in taking Japanese lessons. Namanamashi. These, look, it's too hard to really translate these into one, except for the last one. Namanamashi, basically it's like too raw. Like this could be like I translated it as too real. Could be like too gory, too violent. And then nama atatakai. I translated it like this just so you could remember when to use it. So imagine like, it's not like a good meaning necessarily. Like, you guys know when you like go to a public, now, 日本ではね、やっぱさ、トイレット違うわ。ウォシュレットのなんか、あったかい椅子とかあったりするけど、それじゃない時ってさ、それがない時は、なんか when you don't have one of those like the seat heaters like on a toilet, and you go to sit down on a public toilet, or maybe even at home. At home it's not as bad. You go to sit down, you go to a public bathroom, like 電車のな、なんかトイレ入って、で座ったらさ、生温かいやん。ちょっと気持ち悪い。And you go to sit on that toilet seat and it's like warm from somebody else, and you're like, that's nama atatakai. One way of looking at it. Namaiki, a little different. Kind of hard to explain why nama is in this word, but it's another common word. You hear it a lot in haikyuu, especially, but in anime. Namaiki means kaki, just plain and simple. Or if you've watched Family Guy Star Wars, penisy. All right, kid, don't get penisy. I always love that line. It's so fun.